Why is Ray J going off the deep end? What's wrong with this nigga? Yo, I'm praying for you. They calling my mama. They calling Brandy. Yo, Ray's good. Yeah, I'm going off the deep end. The deep end of this new pool I just got. Yeah, I'm going off the deep end. Do I need help? Hell yeah. Absolutely. When a dentist does somebody's teeth, the is talented enough to do it himself. But if he got the people doing the water and all the other stuff, the spritz and all the stuff on the side, he can focus on doing him. I say that to say it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Ray. And Diddy's free. And so what I'm saying today is it's a celebration. It's not a complete celebration because they still did Diddy a little wrong by charging him for some bullshit just to look like they were right. The people at the top, I don't want no problems. Guess why? Because I don't even know y'all. I have no clue. All my partners is from another country that don't know niggas. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that this is a disclaimer. I'm a jokester. I'm a comedian. People are going to say, Ray J, you tripping. You need help. I'm praying for you, Ray J. Go call your mom and your sister. Brandy, come get your brother. FaceTiming my mama and shit, talking about they worried about me because I'm out here dancing around and it's 100 degrees outside and I'm sweating. The problem would be if I was outside partying, Diddy's about to be free, and it was snowing outside and I was sweating. Then you need to call PTS or PETS. It's called PETS. You heard of that shit?
Ray J explodes before Diddy's verdict. He can't stay calm. Ray J is having a meltdown right before Diddy's verdict drops. But what does he know? And more importantly, why now? Well, let's get straight into it. So Ray J got on live looking shaken. His energy was all over the place, eyes darting, voice cracking, talking fast like he was trying to let something out but didn't know how to say it. You could tell he was in pain. And this wasn't a PR stunt. He kept repeating that he was tired, like mentally and emotionally done. One thing he said that really stood out was, "Y'all don't know what I've been through. I can't take this anymore." That hit hard. You could hear it in his voice. This wasn't just about industry stress or relationship drama. It was deeper. He was spiraling and you could feel the breakdown happening in real time. Then suddenly, Dr. Bryant appears on the live. Now, if you don't know, she's a known spiritual advisor and therapist who's worked with a lot of people in the entertainment world, and she didn't just hop in to drop some encouragement. She took over that live. She told Ray straight up, "You're not okay. Get off. You're having a moment. You're not safe right now." She wasn't playing. And Ray didn't argue. He listened, shut the lid off. And according to her, she went to him in person right after that, which tells you just how serious it was. This wasn't a text and check on your friend moment. This was pulled up and made sure he's breathing the right type of energy.
All right, so I got Dr. Bryant coming over. A lot of people are telling me, okay, just talk to somebody and just, you know what I'm saying, let them know what you're going through. So Dr. Bryant is here, and I know, you know, y'all seen her work and how real she be keeping it. Dr. Bryant, how you doing?
Hey Ray, how you doing?
I know I got the phone on record, but Dr. Bryant about to help me right now, and
okay.
You know, everybody need help.
Okay, well, hold on, Ray, but we're not gonna do this publicly.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it. You can't have a bottle. You can't drink. We're not doing it publicly.
Okay.
So you're not about to.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut
There's no.
I'm gonna cut the camera,
Cut.
but I'm gonna keep y'all updated, and I just wanted to show y'all, like, yo,
Ray, camera off, bottle down, time to go.
Now, y'all, Dr. Bryant didn't just pop up out of nowhere. She knew something was really wrong. But what pushed Ray J to this edge? Let's be real, Ray J's always been a wild card, but something about this breakdown felt different. It wasn't just chaos, it felt like he was carrying something. And let's talk about guilt for a second. Sometimes when people are carrying secrets that are too big or too dangerous to share, it doesn't just eat at them emotionally. It starts showing up in how they move, how they speak, how they break down. And that IG Live, it looked like years of silence and pressure boiling over. Now, some fans were quick to say he just needs a break, but others, they went deep, talking about how Ray J's been around a lot of industry darkness for a long time and how maybe he's seen things or done things that still haunt him, because this ain't the first time Ray J's been close to tragedy. Think about Whitney. He was right there in her final days. There's footage, there are photos, there were rumors. People said he was partying with her, ignoring signs she was spiraling. Others say he tried to help but was shut out. Either way, he was close. And now, years later, he's unraveling in front of millions. So yeah, mental health is real. But sometimes those breakdowns aren't just chemical imbalances. Sometimes it's emotional baggage. And that brings us to the one name that always pops up when these kinds of breakdowns happen: Diddy. Because it ain't just about what Ray J said, it's who he's always been connected to. And those connections, they somehow always lead back to Diddy.
I believe allegedly Ray J had something to do with Whitney Houston, and whether he gave her the bad package, you know, him being there in the last moments of her death, her being abused, you know, me seeing him with Clive Davis the night before Whitney died, which was weird to me because he didn't have no relationship with Clive Davis like that back then. To be hanging with Clive Davis at a Grammy rehearsal, and then the next day Whitney got killed. I'll never forget that. I remember Clive Davis wearing that red tie, which is supposed to be symbolic to blood. But I remember him and Ray J sitting at that rehearsal, and the next day Whitney was dead. And it has always been rumored, allegedly, that Ray J gave her the drugs, because he was allegedly getting high with her.
All right, let's take it back to 2012. Whitney Houston, the Beverly Hilton Hotel, a voice that shaped generations. Gone just hours before she was supposed to attend Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party, an event she was known to love. Now, here's where Ray J's name starts getting tangled up in the timeline, because during Whitney's final days, he wasn't just a casual friend in the background. He was there. Multiple sources say he had been spending time with her in the days before her death. They were seen at parties together. There were even reports of him showing up at her hotel more than once. Some said it was romantic. Others believed it was something darker, tied to the lifestyle that had been dragging Whitney down for years. And when Whitney was found unresponsive in her hotel bathtub, it wasn't Clive Davis or a random hotel staff member knocking down doors. It was allegedly Ray J, banging on walls, screaming, trying to get into her suite. According to eyewitnesses, he panicked, almost like he had seen something or knew something before the news even broke. Then came the rumors. Pharmaceuticals were involved. Several prescriptions were found at the scene. The autopsy listed heart disease and drug use as contributing factors. But here's the part that still doesn't sit right with a lot of folks. Why was she even left alone? And if Ray J was close, where was he at that crucial moment? There's also that strange press conference Ray J did a few days later where he couldn't stop crying. He kept repeating that the things he saw were haunting him, but he wouldn't say what. He wouldn't name names. That's when people really started asking, was he holding back to protect himself or someone else? Now let's connect a few dots, because Ray J being around Whitney in her final days isn't just a sad coincidence. It looks eerily familiar when you compare it to the energy surrounding Diddy. Both men have been linked to wild parties, high-profile deaths, and lots of silence afterward. And here's what makes it all more chilling: those circles, they overlap. Heavy substance use, luxury hotel rooms, celebrity pressure, and a strange pattern of people just not making it out.
We gonna have DJ Cassidy right now get on the ones and twos. We fed y'all, we gave y'all some drinks, now it's time to enjoy life. This is a celebration of life. This is a legendary white party. It's the real white party. Make some noise if you've been here before. Okay. And to all the kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids, because after that, y'all gotta go. It's a wrap for y'all, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to. Okay? So, let's just start to get our groove on a little bit. In an hour, we put the kids away. It's all good. All right, DJ.
Let's go down that list because it's longer than folks realize. Notorious B.I.G., one of Diddy's biggest stars, passed away in '97. To this day, no one's been officially held responsible. Theories have been floating for years, but nothing's ever stuck. Meanwhile, Diddy built an empire. Craig Mack, he helped launch Bad Boy, then vanished. Years later, he pops back up in a secluded religious group, looking thin and sick, passed away at 46, no real explanation. Black Rob, another Bad Boy name, most known for the song Hooah. Before he passed, he went viral for a heartbreaking video where he looked severely ill, homeless, and still praising Diddy. People asked, where was the help? Diddy offered prayers. That was it. Kim Porter, she was the mother of 3 of Diddy's kids, passes away suddenly at 47. Official story, pneumonia. But those close to her said she was healthy, happy, and planning to write a tell-all. That book never saw daylight. Heavy D, another industry giant connected to Bad Boy through Uptown Records, passed suddenly from a pulmonary embolism. Again, no foul play was confirmed, but fans raised eyebrows. Shakir Stewart, the Def Jam exec who had deep ties to both Diddy and Jay-Z, committed suicide in 2008, or at least that's what we were told. No note, no warning, and a lot of unanswered questions. Are you starting to see the pattern? People close to Diddy keep passing away, often unexpectedly. Meanwhile, Diddy stays untouched. That's why people aren't just calling it bad luck anymore. They're asking if there's something deeper, because the silence that surrounds these tragedies, it feels intentional. And Ray J, he's been around enough of these environments to know how that silence works. But what if the man we thought was running the show actually has his own puppet master?
It's hard for me to dive in, so to speak. It's hard for me to dive into it when there's a lot of layers legally to certain shit.
Let's shift focus for a second, because while Ray J and Diddy keep catching heat, there's another name that always seems to be nearby but rarely gets questioned: Clive Davis. Clive isn't just a big name in the music world. He's the name, a true gatekeeper. He's the man who discovered Whitney Houston. He played a huge role in her rise, and he was also reportedly one of the last people she spoke to before her death. Now remember, Whitney died hours before his annual pre-Grammy party, which still went on that night, in the same hotel. Now here's where things start connecting. Clive was also tied to Bad Boy's rise. Reports have long suggested he helped fund and support the label early on. That means he had deep ties to Diddy, and interestingly, Ray J too, who's made his rounds in Clive's circle for years. So what does this mean? You've got Clive, who's connected to almost every major person involved in these tragedies: Whitney, Diddy, Ray J. And let's not forget, Clive released a memoir that included personal confessions about his private life. At the time, people focused on the shock of it, but now it makes you wonder if he was trying to clear his name before someone else brought the secrets out. It raises a real question: is Ray J being used? Is Diddy being protected or sacrificed? Clive's been at the top for decades. His name doesn't come up in the mess because he stays just far enough behind the curtain. But if these younger stars are crashing and burning, maybe it's not just about their choices, maybe it's about who's pulling the strings.
What is your view of how this case is going?
I think it's kind of becoming a circus. Where are we trying to go? Are we just trying to like tell all of these crazy stories and then that equals out to sex trafficking? I mean, it's starting to become outrageous. It's a RICO case. It's really only Diddy and maybe one other person. Like, I'm just starting to feel uncomfortable and I'm starting to feel weird about this whole thing.
Let's talk about what Ray J's been saying lately, because he's been going live, posting cryptic messages, and dropping emotional statements that feel off. He keeps repeating stuff like, I'm trying to show y'all, everybody needs help. But what's he trying to show us? And who exactly needs help? On the surface, it looks like a breakdown. A man struggling with his past, with loss, maybe even with guilt. But when you look closer, it starts to feel like he's trying to warn us, like he's seen too much. And now he's wrestling with what to do about it. Because remember, he was there in Whitney's final days. He's been in the same party scenes as Diddy, he's been around powerful people who know how to make problems disappear, and now all of a sudden, he's emotional in public, making odd statements, and backing away from people he used to call friends. There's a theory that's been floating around that Ray J's breakdown isn't just personal, it's symbolic. That what we're seeing is the beginning of something bigger breaking down behind the scenes. Because let's be real, this isn't just about Ray J crying on live, this feels bigger. It feels like the beginning, like more people could start breaking down once the spotlight hits them too. And if Diddy's case goes the way some people think it will, it could open Pandora's box for the entire industry. So what y'all think? Was Ray J just having a moment, or did his conscience finally snap under the pressure of knowing too much? Drop down in the comments because this rabbit hole is deep.